Right, welcome back guys. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a tubular spinner. It's quite nice. Basic lure. Literally costs a couple of pence to make. Used one the other day and they're quite successful. Dead simple. What I used was the remaining part of my tattoo tube. Now if you don't have that, you can use a standard piece of tubing. Dead simple. As you can see, this is the part here that I'm going to use. Now the other parts that you're going to need naturally is a treble. Now, you're going to need the length of lure wire as well. Got a slightly shorter length here. Now, a couple of beads, different colours, helps with the motion of the lure. You're also going to need a blade, all different colours here. Clevis, you need that to attach to the blade. And if you're going to be fishing in different kinds of fisheries, some only let you use single hooks. So it's worthwhile using one of these little loops, and that way you can change the kind of hook on it. You're also going to need a couple of pairs of long nose round bladed pliers, just for putting the loops into it. Now I also needed my knife. Again, £2 from Amazon. It's a Halterfors knife, hard duty. Used it to bash right the way through the plastic. Handy piece of kit. Anyway, let's get on with this. We'll show you how we're going to do it. Now first things first, you need to make your first eyelet. Now you want to hold the wire in the pliers tightly like this. With the other pair of pliers, you want to bend it round. You want to get a nice tight loop, so come in as close as possible. I'll let you see this here. Now that's a slightly larger size loop. The reason that I make it slightly larger is because they're quite big trebles that I like to use. So what you'll do is pop it on before you go any further, as you can see like this. Now again, this bit's really important. You want to make sure you're not gripping the treble, but in fact actually gripping the wire itself. So if you grab onto the treble and then try and bend it, it's going to be a nightmare. You're going to end up with it stuck in your hand, and you don't want that. So here we have it. Just take a little bit of jiggling around. Got this here. You want to come back on yourself once, if possible twice, and if you can get your third one in, even better. Now it's a bit fiddly, so the first couple of times you do this, you might snip your fingers, so just be wary of that. Now it's really important you get your wraps as tight down as possible. If they're not, give them a wee jiggle, give it a squeeze. You've got a relatively tight little loop, as you can see here. It's quite nice. Now the next job for me is to add a bead onto it. Now this one, I'm going to make it quite colourful, so let's go for a little red bead. Got them on eBay. Got a couple of hundred for like £2, so it's worth it. So you want to drop that down here, nice and tight. Make sure there's no sharp edges or loops left on the wire. If there is, just simply snip it off. So you want to drop this down here. Then it's really important that you add this on the next one. You need another bead here. And that forms your body of it really nicely. Next part is a little bit more fiddly. You need your clevis. Now for these, it's basically just to put on the blade of the spinner itself. Now since we went for red, I think we'll keep that pattern running throughout, and we'll go for a red blade as well. Now these ones, as you can see, are made of some kind of corrugated plastic. You can buy metal ones that are slightly better quality on eBay, but naturally they do cost a little bit more. Now because of the design of them, you've got to hold this in the pliers, pop it through, there you have it, really nice. Hold the lure upright again so everything slides down the shaft. This is where it gets tricky. You drop it down here. Now the final stage is you have to wiggle everything down so it's all nice and tight. If you don't get it tight, your lure's just going to rattle around and it'll fall to bits. So key point here is make sure that you slide everything down nice and tight. If you've not got very strong fingers, hold it, give it a wee tug with the pliers, and that'll pull everything really, really tight. Now this is the final part. You want to bend this back round. Really important that you hold the lure this way, because if you've got it upside down, what will happen is you'll just have everything getting in your way. Nothing worse than something getting in the way. It's a bit like the wife. You want to keep it out of the way for this. Now for the final stage, you're going to have to bend it round again. Ideally you want 2 to 3 wraps on it. Now this is just going to be the exact size. Usually if you use longer wire, what you'll find is that the actual wire itself, you'll need to trim it once you made your loop. But anyway, here you have your perfectly made lure. Watch back more for some more videos.